In today's video, we're talking about how to be more disciplined with money. Get those coins. Out of 100 people who start work at age 21, by age 55, one of those people will be rich, 4 will be financially independent, 15 will have put some money aside, and the other 80 will still be working, broke, and dependent on government pensions. Tip number 1 is to make it fun, because nobody wants to save money when that means they have to make sacrifices. We don't like making sacrifices. We like living our best lives. When you save your money, you're not taking away from yourself. You're actually giving to yourself. You're paying yourself first and making sure that future you, 5 years from now you, is paid. And it doesn't have to be a boring or painful chore. You can make it fun. And one great way to do this that somebody encouraged me to do, whenever you're buying something within reason, because there's certain places you can't do this, try to negotiate even just a small amount off of the price that you're being asked to pay. And every time you save a little bit of money off of something, put that amount in your savings. That's just going to make it fun. It's like a fun little challenge that you've set yourself. There are a lot of things where there is room for negotiation, and if there is, try it. Try to get a small amount of money off and put that money in your savings. Tip number 2 is to set up a standing order. Bear with me. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I'm talking about setting up a standing order to yourself. And what you can do is set up a standing order to leave your account that you get paid into and go into your savings account. Set this up on your payday. So as soon as the money hits your account, a portion of it goes straight to your savings without you even realizing, without you seeing the money leave. It's just a surefire way to make sure that you're paying yourself before all your bills and other people. You're making that automatic payment directly to you. Tip number 3 is to change how you look at adverts. The thing with marketing is that it does prey on human psychology, and when we look at an advert, we don't even realize how much we're being sold to, and before we know it, we're buying things that we really don't need. So my tip to you is, when you look at adverts, try to look at them not as a consumer, but look at them as if you are an advertiser. That's what I like to do. I'm very mindful now, and it's mad when I watch adverts or I see marketing, I'm looking at it like, damn, well done, yes, you're getting all the sales. I'm noticing what they're doing, so I'm not looking at something thinking, oh my god, I really need this product. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing with the colours and the, yes, but I'm not buying it, no. Tip number 4 is to try to use cash. This is a very powerful one for the simple reason that when we're spending using a debit or credit card and we're just tapping everywhere, we really don't feel that money leaving our world, because it's too easy to spend. It's just a load of beeps and numbers on a screen and taps, and you don't even realize how much you're spending, and it's very easy to become frivolous with it. Whereas when you're spending in cash, your mind has a psychological attachment to that physical feeling of the paper, number 1. Number 2, you're seeing the wad of cash decrease each time, and it's actually leaving your hands physically. You're breaking into notes and then getting these coins back, and it's just, you're basically just a lot more aware that money is leaving you when you spend in cash and how much is leaving you. What I do is I set myself a budget for that week, and I take that money out in cash, and I say to myself, at the end of the week, when that cash is done, I'm out the game, I'm out. And so that makes me a lot more careful and a lot more fussy with what I'm spending my money on, because I see the cash going down and I'm like, oh, that's got to last me another 3 days. Now I'm not going to buy that drink. I'm going to cook at home. I'm not going to buy that from the restaurant, you know. Try to use cash for your day-to-day spending and leave the plastic out of it. Tip number 5 is to track your expenses. I know there are a few apps out there that can help you with this, or you can simply just make your own spreadsheet on something like Microsoft Excel or whatever. You just want to basically, daily if you can, make a note of everything that you spent on that day, and then at the end of the month when you get paid, write down your income and then calculate whether there was a profit or loss and how much that was. It's really powerful, this tip, for just allowing you to see basically where that hole in your boat is. What is it that is sinking all of this money out of your pocket? What are you spending on, maybe unnecessarily or a little bit too much? Then you can watch your spending. Maybe you can reduce how much you spend on that thing the following month. In order to save and become disciplined with money, you have to know what is going on with your money. You have to know what you're spending on. Where is your money going? Tip number 6 is to turn prices into hours. All the tips that I'm giving you, this is probably the most powerful and the most effective. Because think about it, we all have an hourly wage, right? Whether you're employed, self-employed, business owner, whatever the case may be, you have some sort of hourly wage, an amount of money that you make per hour. So let's say, for example, you see a nice luxury dress or a new pair of trainers and they cost £80 and your wage is £10 or $10 an hour. That means that in order to buy that dress or those trainers, you are not just spending £80 or $80, you're spending 8 hours of your time. This concept reminds me of that film with Justin Timberlake. What is it called? Time. Let me know in the comments down below if you've seen that film.
Where did you get that?
A man named Henry Hamilton gave me over a century. He said he didn't need it anymore.
Tip number 7 is to wait. So basically what I mean when I say this is, when you go to buy something, instead of just buying it impulsively at that moment that you decide you want it, wait a little while and see if you still want it. So if it's something rather small, maybe wait a day or two. And if it's something, you know, a lot bigger and more expensive, then maybe wait like a month and then see if you still want it. And the odds are you probably won't. You probably don't need it and you probably don't even want it. It was just, you might have seen some really good marketing in that moment that triggered something in you that made you feel like, whoa, I need this thing. But then if you leave it a month and you don't see that advert again, you realize, oh, actually, yeah, not interested, not bothered, don't need it at all, don't know what I was thinking. Simple tip, but very effective. And tip number 8 is the 3x rule. What I mean by the 3x rule is, I believe that our income should be 3 times the amount of our expenses. It's a well-known theory that humans tend to go through some sort of crisis every 3 or so months. And when I say crisis, it could be, you know, it doesn't have to be devastating, but a crisis in the sense of it will affect you probably financially. So it could be that you get ill and you have to take time off work and therefore you take a lower pay that month, or, you know, your car breaks down, or a parking ticket comes up out of the blue. You know, something always happens ready to take money from our pockets every 3 or so months. And so with that being said, if your income is here and then your expenses are just under, forget the same or higher, but imagine your expenses are just here. By the time a few crises happen, you're in the minus, let alone trying to save and build wealth. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be a nice healthy margin between what's coming in and what's going out. You're just going to have a lot more flexibility with your money, which means you're going to be able to manage it a lot better, and you're definitely going to be able to save a lot more. How do you save your money? Comment down below and let us know. I do hope this video helped you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want good vibes, make sure you subscribe. Until the next video, I wish you health, wealth, and high vibrations.